The night that fashion, fame, and fantasy collided once again beneath the dazzling lights of New York City was supposed to be unforgettable. The Met Gala 2026 had all the ingredients of spectacled global superstars, avant-garde couture, and a red carpet that turned into a battlefield of style and statement. But amid all the glitter, one absence echoed louder than any applause, louder than any headline, louder than the clicking of thousands of cameras. Where was BTS? And more specifically, where was Jeon Jungkook? The question didn't just trend, it exploded. Across social media platforms, millions of fans, known as ARMY, searched, speculated, debated, and even panicked. The world had expected something monumental. Rumors had circulated for weeks. Fashion insiders whispered that this could finally be the year BTS would dominate the Met Gala carpet as a full group. Others claimed that Jungkook alone had been invited as a special global ambassador representing a luxury fashion house. Some even suggested secret fittings had already taken place in Paris. But when the night arrived, and the red carpet rolled out, BTS was nowhere to be seen. At first, confusion ruled. Then came disappointment. And finally, curiosity turned into obsession. What really happened? Behind the scenes, far from the flashing cameras and roaring crowds, a very different story was unfolding, one that would shock fans, reshape perceptions, and reveal just how complex the lives of global superstars truly are. Because the truth is, BTS didn't just miss the Met Gala 2026. They chose not to attend. And the reason? It's far deeper than anyone expected. To understand this decision, we need to step back into the whirlwind that has been BTS's 2026. After years of individual projects, military service, and temporary separation, the group's long-awaited reunion ignited a firestorm across the globe. Their world tour announcement alone shattered expectations, sending ticket platforms into chaos and causing entire cities to brace for economic surges driven by fan travel. From Los Angeles to Tokyo, from London to Sao Paulo, BTS wasn't just performing, they were redefining what a global tour could be. Each concert became more than music, it was an emotional reunion between the group and millions of fans who had waited years for this moment. And at the center of it all stood Jungkook. Often called the Golden Magne, Jungkook carried an immense weight on his shoulders. His solo success had skyrocketed in recent years, with chart-topping releases, viral performances, and a level of global recognition that transcended music. By 2026, he wasn't just a K-pop idol, he was a cultural force. So when whispers began that Jungkook might attend the Met Gala, the anticipation reached unimaginable heights. Fashion analysts predicted he could dominate the event. Designers reportedly competed for the chance to dress him. Some insiders even claimed his appearance would change the narrative of male fashion on the red carpet. But behind the scenes, things weren't as simple as they seemed. The truth began to surface slowly, through subtle clues and quiet revelations. It wasn't a single reason, it was a combination of factors, each one more revealing than the last. First, there was the tour. The BTS World Tour schedule was relentless. While there appeared to be a brief gap around the time of the Met Gala, insiders later revealed that this break wasn't truly a break at all. It was a critical window for recovery, rehearsals, and logistical transitions between continents. For artists performing at the level BTS operates, even a single day matters. Time zones, physical exhaustion, vocal strain, these aren't minor inconveniences, they're serious challenges that can impact performance quality and health. And Jungkook? He had been pushing himself harder than ever. Fans had already noticed subtle signs. During recent performances, there were moments where he seemed slightly more fatigued than usual. Nothing dramatic, nothing that would raise alarms, but enough for attentive fans to wonder. What they didn't know was just how intense the schedule had become behind the scenes. Sources close to the production later hinted that Jungkook had been dealing with extreme physical demands, balancing group rehearsals with solo commitments, media appearances, and creative involvement in upcoming projects. Attending the Met Gala would have required international travel, fittings, rehearsals, and hours of public exposure, all within a tight time frame. And that leads to the second reason. Timing wasn't just inconvenient. It was risky. The Met Gala isn't a simple event. It's a high-pressure environment where every detail is scrutinized. For someone like Jungkook, every step, every expression, every outfit choice would become global headlines within seconds. And while he has proven time and time again that he can handle that level of attention, the question wasn't whether he could. It was whether he should at that exact moment. According to insiders, the decision ultimately came down to priorities. And BTS made theirs very clear. Their focus was on the tour. Their focus was on the fans. Their focus was on delivering performances that would be remembered for years to come. But there was another layer, one that fans didn't immediately see. A more personal one. In recent years, Jungkook has become increasingly selective about his public appearances. While he remains deeply connected to fans, he has also shown a desire to maintain a sense of authenticity and control over his image. The Met Gala, for all its glamour, is also a space of intense expectation. It's not just about attending, it's about making a statement, often one that aligns with themes, brands, and artistic interpretations that may not always reflect an artist's personal identity. Some reports suggested that Jungkook had been approached with multiple concepts for the event, but none that truly resonated with him. And for an artist known for his sincerity, that matters. He doesn't just show up. He believes in what he does. And if something doesn't feel right, he won't force it. For BTS as a group, this philosophy runs even deeper. Throughout their career, they have consistently prioritized meaning over spectacle. Whether it's their music, their performances, or their public appearances, every move is intentional. So when the opportunity to attend the Met Gala arose, it wasn't an automatic yes. It was a decision that required careful consideration. And in the end, they chose to step back. Not because they couldn't attend, but because they didn't need to. That decision, however, didn't stop the speculation. As news spread that BTS would not be appearing, theories began to spiral. Some fans wondered if there were conflicts with brands. Others speculated about behind-the-scenes disagreements. A few even questioned whether there were deeper industry dynamics at play. But as more details emerged, the narrative began to shift. This wasn't a story of exclusion. It was a story of control. BTS, once again, was choosing their own path. And that choice speaks volumes. In an industry where appearances often dictate relevance, choosing not to attend one of the biggest fashion events in the world is a bold move. It challenges the idea that visibility equals success. Because BTS doesn't need validation from a red carpet. They create their own stage. And perhaps that's what makes this story so powerful. While the Met Gala dazzled with its usual array of celebrities and couture, somewhere else in the world, BTS was preparing for something entirely different. Another performance. Another connection. Another moment with the fans who have supported them through everything. And Jungkook? He was right where he wanted to be. Not under the flashing lights of fashion photographers, but under the stage lights where his voice, his energy, and his passion could reach millions. In the end, the absence of BTS at the Met Gala 2026 didn't diminish the event. But it did something unexpected. It reminded the world that true influence isn't about being everywhere. It's about being exactly where you choose to be. And for BTS, that place has always been clear. With their music. With their fans. And with each other. So while the question why didn't BTS attend the Met Gala 2026 may have sparked curiosity, the answer reveals something far more meaningful. They didn't miss the moment. They created a different one. And somehow, that made an even bigger impact.